Shame that tune!
And final contestant, I hope she's here. Give a warm, oh, you are here, great. Warm welcome to Mia Park. Okay, Mia, give that wheel a good spin before you tell the story. Give that wheel a real good spin. That's right. Spin! Skinner! Skinner! Stayed. Lee Greenwood. Okay.
Insane clown posse.
Let's do Dolly and Kenny. That's
Okay.
fine.
Woo! Yeah! I kind of want to do it. I want Abraham to do insane clown posse.
You want to say
That was like the prophet Elijah. Southerners out there.
His name is Abraham. He knows the Bible really well.
Well, that ain't that's ain't the first time that wheel's been a little corrupt.
We're in Chicago.
All right, so ICP. All right, Mia, you have 3 minutes. Get ready to, on your mark, get set, and shame.
This story has lots of levels of shame. So I grew up in the city of Philadelphia, and I moved around a lot, but the first high school I went to was called the Philadelphia High School for Girls, and at the time it was the only public high school for girls in the country. And there weren't that many, I'm Korean, my parents were born in Korea, but I was born and raised in Philly. And I don't feel like there was a big Korean community, and so as typical in immigrant communities, my parents were always like, go hang out with that person, because they knew their parents and we were all Korean, even if I didn't like them. Mary Yang. My parents always said, oh, go hang out with Mary Yang. I thought she was a slut because she made out with boys. And she also, this is a specific Asian thing, so maybe some of you can relate. So I have what's called a Mongolian fold, okay? I don't have a crease in my eye, it's fine. And Mary's eyes happen to be smaller than mine. Every time I went to Mary's house, she would sit me down, she would cut out, this was a piece of Scotch tape this big, she would cut out a half circle and put it on my eyelids so I would have a fold. And then we would like go to the mall or we'd go out and just walk around the street. And I felt like such an asshole. I'd be like, oh, Mary, this is not, I don't really want to do this. And then one day I went over there and she cut the tape out and we put it on our eyelids. And we would also paint white on it so it looked like eyeshadow so people couldn't tell that we had fake folds in our eyes because we didn't want to be Korean. So I kind of hated her, but my mom would drop me off and I'm like 14, right? So one time we went over there and she had guys there for us to make out with. So I was supposed to make out with Chiho, who had a short leg. And his sister Sana was there, and she was making out with this guy Jimmy, who was gross, and they were all gross, and I didn't want to make out with Chiho. I didn't want to make out with anyone at all. I hated Mary Ann even more. And outside of feeling like a prude, I was also really angry just from life. So we get back to high school, and I had my red, what was that makeup that starts with an M? Is it Maybelline? That's right. Remember you could get 2 red eyeliner sticks in Maybelline in a pack, girls?
Yeah.
And you light it with a match or an eyeliner, right? So I got my Maybelline eyeliner because I wore a cape and I had a mail bag and all that stuff. And I didn't want to make out with Chiho. But I go on the big wall in the first floor bathroom. Mary Yang is a slut, like really big. And I thought, I'm so fucking cool. I graffitied in my school. And Mary's people saw it, and Mary saw it, and she recognized my handwriting. So she told the vice principal, Mrs. White. Of course her name is Mrs. White. And she's got like 2 of the 5 Asian kids in school down in her office, and she was the bathroom had to be around the corner of her office, and she went and she's like, Mia, is this your handwriting? I was like, no. She's like, but you wear black eyeliner all the time. I'm like, well, so does everyone else. We're at girls' high school. Everyone's wearing eyeliner. It wasn't me. It was totally me. And so she made me wipe it down, so I got the brown industrial paper that you dry your hands with, and I like wiped it off, and then I crumpled it up and I threw it in the toilet. And I got in trouble. I was so in trouble. I was like layers in trouble. And Mary Yang was sitting there. Oh, fucking Mary Yang, that cunt. She was crying. She was like, I'm like, you made me put tape on my eyes every time you see me and you you want me to make out with Chio, and you're sitting there crying like you're a victim. Please. Oh my God, I was so mad at her. So I had to wipe Mary Ann as a slut off, and it was really hard. And then I crumpled it up, and then I was about to throw it in the toilet. Mrs. White said, "No, not in the toilet." And I threw it in the toilet. She's like, "If that clogs the toilet, you're going to be even more in trouble." So I'm like, God, I'm so fucked. So we go back to her office, and we're sitting in the office, and Mary Ann pulls out her like lotus blossom Asian girl thing. She's sitting there with her hands in her lap, and she's looking down, and she's actually really crying. And I couldn't believe she was crying, but I felt really bad because I made her cry. And Mary Ann wasn't that pretty. She's what we call in Korean hapjagi, her dog. It's true. I'm on Facebook with her now. She still looks like this. She married a Korean guy. She's got kids, but her kids don't look like this. She does. And so Mary Ann looked like, and she talked like this. So she looked like this. She talked like this. She had really, really little eyes, and she always wore lots of makeup and put tape in her eyes. And for a moment, I saw like she does all this stuff because she hates herself. And I felt really bad for calling her a slut. And I felt so bad. And plus, I smashed my eyeliner really hard because I went really big. And I felt so bad. And I was about to get suspended. But right around that time, right before that, my family had moved outside of the city limits of Philadelphia to a suburb called Cheltenham, literally 2 blocks from the city border, which is the middle of Cheltenham Avenue. And somehow the school found out. So rather than suspend me, they kicked me out. And they said, "Oh, well, you don't live in the city limits anymore." They called my mom. My mom's like, "What?" And then she said, she can't come here anymore. She's going to have to go to the Cheltenham High School. Phew, they got rid of me. So that's one of my stories from high school. Lots of levels of shame.